First, about the overview of the mechatronics, what we have seen in the past class. In the unit 1, introduction to mechatronics, we have seen, partly we have seen in the previous class. In the first class, we have seen overview of the entire mechatronics. The unit 1, we are going to see introduction to mechatronics, and which deals with the basics of mechatronics. Definitions, conventional versus mechatronics, and about basics of control system, about design process, we will see in the first unit. In the second unit, the main topics are sensor, transducers, signal conditioning, analog to digital converters, electro-pneumatics, electro-hydraulics, which you have seen in the 5th semester. Also, you are going to study here. And then about the direct current motors, servo motor, stepper motor. In the unit 3, in microprocessor-based controllers, we will see architecture of 8085 microprocessor, and then similarly 8051 microcontroller system, microcontroller. Okay. If you thorough in this, you can do project also with the application of either microprocessor or microcontroller. Microcontroller is cheap one. So please concentrate more on this also. Then system interfacing for a sensor, keyboard, display, and motors. If you design any product or system, then you can incorporate this interfacing technique to get data from sensor, to get data from keyboard, and send our data to display, and actuation signal to motor. Okay, for knowing that, we need system interfacing technique. In the unit 4, programmable logic controller, we will study about the architecture of programmable logic controller, input output modules. Then we will see basic programming, and also see about timers and counters, selection of PLC, and troubleshooting. In the unit 5, we will study about fuzzy logic control and artificial neural networks in mechatronics, vision system, and we will see some of the case studies like pick and place robot, car parking, automatic car parking, and engine management system, various sensors incorporated in the engine of the four-wheeler. Okay, then in the previous class, we have seen introduction about the mechatronics. These are all the syllabus: introduction to mechatronics, conventional and mechatronics approach in designing products, mechatronics design process, mechatronics in manufacturing, adaptive and distributed control systems, modeling and simulation of mechatronic systems. This is the syllabus of the first unit. And we have seen definition of the mechatronics. It is a synergistic combination of mechanics, electrical, electronics, and computer and control. Okay, you have to give stress on these words. Synergistic combination of mechanics, electrical, electronics, computer, and control, which when combined make possible generation of simple, more economic, and reliable system. Again, we have to give a stress on these words. This is very important word. Simple, more economic, reliable system. Why we are following a mechatronics? For getting simple, more economic, and reliable system. The term mechatronics was first coined and assigned by Dr. Tetsuro Mori, a senior engineer of the Japanese company. He worked in Eskawa in 1969. If you see the picture, there are 4 circles. Each circle denotes different domains. Say electronics domain, mechanical systems domain, computer domain, control systems domain. The intersection of these circles are denoted with the mechatronics. It means that it is a multidisciplinary approach to product and manufacturing system. Mechatronics can also be termed as replacement of mechanics with electronics or enhancement of mechanics with electronics. I already told you one example. In modern automobiles, mechanics Mechanical fuel injection systems are replaced with the electronic fuel injection system. This enhances the efficiency, also reduces the pollutant. Then we have also seen on an example with the help of microelectronics and sensor technology, mechatronics system providing high level of precision and reliability, it is now possible to move CNC-like machines work table to a step of 0.0001 mm. That and all not possible with conventional machine. One time may be possible with a conventional machine, but every step we cannot get 0.0001 mm with less time. So with other systems, it is definitely not possible. So only with mechatronics, it is possible. Then by the employment of reprogrammable microcontrollers and microcomputers, we can add some new functions and capabilities of the product of the system. For example, today's washing machine are intelligent. If you see, it is sensing the water flow and it is sensing the mixer ratio, soap solution with water, and it fills the drum with a certain amount of water only, and it keeps on monitoring the spin of the drum. And if time is set and 30 minutes time, and 30 minutes after the 30 minutes it gets a beep sound, and if dryer is on, it is doing that work also. And at particular time it discharges water, wastewater, dirty water to outside. So everything is programmed. And if the company enhance the program, then we can incorporate in the microcontroller chip. That also from the next day onwards, then we will get added functions. Similarly, in four-wheeler mechatronics invaded very much. See, from airbag to parking, anti-theft electronic keys, engine management system, it reduces pollutant, and it senses the temperature of the water in radiator, and it also helps in the fuel injection. Similarly, and rear in replacement of rear view mirror. So mechatronics, and if in future driverless car, which is also coming, and now it is available in US also. Next slide shows mechatronics brings together areas of technology involving sensors and measurement system, drive actuation system, and microprocessor system together with the analysis of behavior of the systems and control. See, this picture shows this is mechanical system. It gives output, and the output is measured with digital and analog sensors. And digital sensors directly gives signal to the microprocessor. Analog sensors gives signal, and it is converted into digital to analog to digital form. Then it is given to microprocessor system, and it processes the signal and gives output in the form of digital. Again, it is converted into analog, and then through hydraulic pneumatic drive, that means actuators, it is again given to mechanical system. So these are all the basic elements of the mechatronic system: sensors, microprocessor, again as actuators. These are all the basic elements of mechatronic system. We have seen design process. There are 7 steps to follow for anything to be designed. First one, need, then analysis of the problem. Third one, preparation of specification, generation of possible solutions, selection of suitable solution, production of a detailed design, production of working drawings. I already told you one example also, the need. I told the example, the need of the 1960s to go from here to Pallipalayam And there, since there was no bridge, bridge is required. That is the need. Okay. Otherwise, what will happen? We have to go to the Bhavani, and then again we have to come to Pallipalayam, other side through other side of the river. So that is the need. Then analyze the problem. We have to analyze the problem. River here only it's narrow down, and soil strength and etc. We have to analyze, and then we have to give preparation of specifications. We have to give limitations, etc. We will see one by one, and maximum water level during the flood, etc. We have to give specifications, and velocity of the water this much. Otherwise, what will happen? Even if you build a bridge, it will be washed away during the flood season. So that and all, everything you should give. Then we have to generate various solutions. That means a generation of possible solutions. And in the fifth step, out of the possible solutions, we have to select best one. Then in the sixth one, production of a detailed design, we have to give clear specification of our selected solution. And then we have to analyze and simulate also. And if there is any changes required, we have to incorporate that also. Then in the seventh one, production of working drawings. We have to give dimensions to the drawings. This one by one we have seen. Need, that design process begins with the need form. Second one, analysis of the problem. First stage in developing design is to find out the true nature of the problem, that is analyzing it. If not, defining the problem accurately can lead to wasted time on designs that will not fulfill the need. Preparation of specifications. We have to give clear specifications, state the problem, then any constraints placed on the solution, then criteria which may be used to judge the quality of the design, and all the functions and desirable features required for the design. Fourth one, generation of possible solutions. It is also called conceptual stage. We have to generate various solutions for crossing the river. I told you an example, for that I am telling. From here to go Pallipalayam, there are various possible solutions, either through boat or parcel, road and hanging bridge, etc. Various options available. Fifth one, selection of suitable solutions. Evaluation will often involve the representation of a system by a model and then simulation to establish how it might react to inputs. Sixth one, production of a detailed design. I already told you, we have to analyze and simulate or make prototypes of the selected design. Seventh one, we have to give detailed drawing to the manufacturing or circuit diagrams if it is related to electronics and electrical to the manufacturer. There are 4 levels: primary level mechatronics, secondary level mechatronics, tertiary level mechatronics, quaternary level mechatronics. If the system integrates electrical signaling with mechanical action, then it is called a primary level of mechatronics. Example, fleet valves and relay switches. Similarly, secondary level mechatronics, which integrates microelectronics into electrically controlled devices. Example, cassette tape player. These first 2 comes under open loop system. In tertiary level mechatronics, which incorporates advanced control strategy using microelectronics and microprocessor and other applications specified integrated circuits. For example, microprocessor based electrical motor used for actuation purpose in robots. Here, the output is again fed back to the input. So it is coming under closed loop system. So based on the data, the microprocessor compares the target and the output and produces error signal. Error signal is added or reduced accordingly in the input side. Then in the fourth level, quaternary level mechatronics, this is a very much advanced one, and artificial intelligence comes into the picture. This level attempts to improve smartness of a step ahead by introducing intelligence. That means artificial neural network and fuzzy logic and fault detection and isolation capability into the system. That means by using these techniques, it will automatically take decision. For any problem it comes, it will decide with a fast experiences. Then we have seen advantages of mechatronics. First one, the products are produced cost effective and of very good quality. Second one, the performance characteristics of mechatronics products are such which are otherwise very difficult to achieve without synergistic combination. You can tell the example table movement with mechatronics only possible, with other system very difficult. Third one, high degree of flexibility. I told you example that washing machine presently having this much of facility. If the company wants to add some facility, some more facility in the chip microcontroller chip, they can again reprogram it and you can add a function. So it is coming under flexibility. A mechatronics product can be better than just some of its parts. Fifth one, greater extent to machine utilization. Some disadvantages also. High initial cost of the system. But while comparing the advantages and disadvantages, comparing advantages, disadvantages very minimum only. But that too we have to take into account. High initial cost. Second one, imperative to have knowledge of different engineering fields for design and implementation. For anything to design, we need other knowledge about the other domain also. If we build a mechanical system, we need knowledge of computer engineering, electronics engineering, electrical engineering, etc., and control engineering also required. So it is imperative to have knowledge of different engineering fields for design and implementation. Third one, specific problems for various systems will have to be addressed separately. It is expensive to incorporate mechatronics approach to an existing or old system. We have seen conventional versus mechatronics design. In the conventional system, design system of it is bulky. In mechatronics design, it is compact since we are using a PCB, layered board, etc. In the conventional machine, complex mechanism since it is mostly wired. In mechatronics design, simple mechanism since it is everything it is soldered, company soldered. That means in the same thing comes in the third point also. In conventional design, cable problems. In the mechatronics design, bus or wireless communication. Fourth one, connected components in the conventional design. In mechatronic design, autonomous units. In conventional design, strip construction. In mechatronic design, elastic construction with a damping by electronic feedback. In the conventional design, feed forward control, linear analog control. In mechatronic design, programmable feedback, that is non-linear digital control. In conventional design, precision through narrow tolerances. In mechatronics design, precision through measurement and feedback control. In conventional design, non-measurable quantities change arbitrarily. In mechatronics design, control of non-measurable estimated quantities. In conventional design, simple monitoring. In mechatronic design, supervision with fault diagnosis. This is an added advantage. In conventional design, fixed abilities. In mechatronics design, learning abilities. Then today we will see about the system. A system can be thought of as a box or block diagram which has an input and output. And we are not concerned with what goes on inside the box, but with the only relationship between the output and the input. See here, we are applying force, and in the output we are getting extension. This is spring. We are applying force on the spring, and we are measuring the extension, but we are not caring what is happening in the spring and its material and molecular level dislocation, etc. We are not concerning. So this is called system. We are measuring output in terms of input. That means we are creating some relationship between output and input. This is a system. Similarly, motor, we are giving input as electric power. We are measuring the rotation only, output. And for thermometer, we are keeping the thermometer to measure the temperature of the body on the body, and output on the scale we are measuring it. And we are not worried about the expansion of the liquid, thermal expansion of the liquid, etc., etc. Then components of mechatronic system. See, for a mechatronic system, we need following components. First one, actuators we require. Second one, sensors. Third one, input signal conditioning and interfacing. Fourth one, digital control architectures. Fifth one, output signal conditioning and interfacing. Sixth one, graphical displays. These 6 components are compulsorily required for a mechatronic system. But actuators, maybe there are many actuators. Similarly, in sensors and all other things, there are many variants available, varieties available. We can choose any one, but one actuator, sensor, etc. required. See, actuator means it may be solenoids, voice coils, DC motors, stepper motor or servo motor, hydraulics, pneumatics, etc. Sensors means it may be switches or potentiometers, photoelectrics, digital encoders or strain gauges, thermocouples or accelerometers, etc. Then input signal conditioning means we have to convert analog to digital, digital to analog, digital to digital, and then amplifiers, filters, these all come under the category of signal conditioning. Fourth one, digital control architectures, logic circuits, microcontrollers, PLC, sequencing, timing, logic and arithmetic control, control algorithms, communications, etc. coming under digital control architectures. Output signal conditioning and interfacing means mostly machines and all are giving output as analog. So we have to convert it into the digital form. So, sorry, from microprocessor to, if you want to give signal to the actuator, it gives signal in the form of digital. It is converted into analog form. See here, digital to analog form, digital to digital, amplifiers, and then PWM. It means pulse width mode, and power transistors, power op amps, etc. Then to know the status in the output is required in the form of LEDs or digital displays or LCDs, CRTs, etc. So it is coming in a graphical display. So any system having any one of these, maybe LED or a digital display or LCD to display the things. Here actuators produce the here function of components. Actuators produce motion or cause some action. Sensors direct the state of the system parameters. Input, it may be at input or output. Digital devices control the system. Conditioning and interfacing circuits provide connection between control circuits and the input output devices. Graphical display provides visual feedback to users. Then modeling and simulation. Modeling is the process of representing the behavior of a real system by a collection of mathematical equations and logic. If the system is following linear, then we are giving straight line equation. If the input is increased, output also increases. So if that behavior is represented by straight line equation, y equal to mx. Similarly, for any process, we can represent the behavior of the system by some mathematical equations. Then simulation is the process of solving the model. It is performed on a computer. The process simulation can be divided into 3 sections: initialization, iteration, termination. The modeling comes with the equation. That equation, by using that equation, we are solving it on the computer. If it is solved, getting solution, and it is called simulation. Then it is divided into 3 categories: initialization, iteration, termination, etc. Then types of system based, it is classified with various things. So one is based on control, and another is controlled with a signal, based on signal. Based on control, it is subdivided into 3 categories. One is open loop control system. Second one is closed loop control system. Third one, automatic control system, etc. Based on signals, continuous time system, discrete time systems, etc. Then open loop system. An open loop system does not monitor or measure the condition of its output signal, as there is no feedback. It measures only the output of the system.
Closed loop systems. Closed loop systems use feedback where a portion of the output signal is fed back to the input to reduce errors and improve stability. Here you see the picture from input that is required position, and it signal is passed through various boxes, that means process, and output is received, output as well as target. Then again the data from target is again fed into the microprocessor or measurement box, then where it is processed, and again it is compared with the comparator, and compared with the input, and error signal is generated with plus or minus. So accordingly the input is reduced or increased, so to achieve the target in the output. This is called closed loop system. Characteristics of closed loop system is: 1. To reduce errors by automatically adjusting the system's input. 2. To improve stability of an unstable system. 3. To produce a reliable and repeatable performance. Next, introduction to measurement systems. Following are the 3 elements of measuring system. For anything, if I to measure, we are needing of 3 elements. One is transducer, second one signal processor, third one recorder. Transducer is a device, sensing device, that converts a physical input into the output, usually voltage or current. Signal processor performs filtering and amplification, modulation, and conversion to digital to analog or analog to digital functions. Recorder records or display the output of the signal processor. A mechatronic system integrates various technologies involving sensors, measurement systems, drives, actuation systems, microprocessor systems, and software engineering. This figure shows constituents of mechatronic system. This is a mechanical system and which gives a signal in the form of analog to the sensor, and if it is analog for feeding it into the microprocessor, it is to be converted previously to digital form. So there is a converter necessary to convert analog into digital. If it gives a digital output through digital sensor, no need to have separate converter, and directly it is passed to microprocessor. Then in the microprocessor processing takes place and output is given as in the digital form. But many of the systems works like actuators works with analog signal only. So in between we need to convert digital into analog signal again. Then again it is attached to mechanical system and works. Example is microprocessor based echo and spring sigma system. This is a hydraulic piston cylinder system. We have to measure the vibration of the vibration of the microprocessor based spring mass system. Here, a piezoelectric device or strain gauge is used, which converts the vibration into corresponding voltage, and it is amplified in the signal conditioning devices. Then analog to digital converter is used to convert it into the digital form, and signal is fed into microprocessor where processing is takes place, and then it gives signal output in the form of digital. So here actuator works only with analog signal. So in between an actuator and microprocessor we have to add one digital to analog converter which converts to the analog form. Then actuator works along with piston cylinder system. Applications in manufacturing. Computer numerical control machines. Simply we can say CNC machines. Tool monitoring systems. Advanced manufacturing systems. Flexible manufacturing systems. Computer integrated manufacturing. Industrial robots. Automatic inspection systems. Machine vision systems. Automatic packaging systems, and so on.